Hello and welcome back to my channel Tends to Math, Do Math, Not Myth. In today's lesson, we learn about probability, which is very helpful for the student of class 11 and 12. Okay, so let's get started. Now we start our chapter probability, that what is probability and what is the mathematical expression of probability. Okay, what is probability? That let S be a sample space of a random experiment E and n of S equally likely event point are connected in S. If A be any event connected with E, then the probability of occurrence of A is denoted by P of A, and by classical definition of probability is P of A is equal to number of equally likely event point contained in A by number of equally likely event point contained in S. Now first we have to understand that what is our sample space and what is random experiment. Okay, next we have to understand this mathematical expression of probability. Okay, first we discuss about that what is sample space. Now if we take an example that if we throw a coin for 1 times, then we get only 2 elements, one is tail and other is head. So here the sample space is this set tail and head. Okay. Now here we take an event that here we have to find that what is the probability of getting head if we toss a coin for 1 times. Then let us take an event, let A be an event which denote the condition of getting head. Okay, this is our sample space. Sample space is the set where all the occurrences are placed. If we throw one coin for 1 times, then we get only 2 elements, one is head and other is tail. So here sample space is the set, here 2 elements are contained, tail and head, but we have taken element A which denote that here A denote the event that denote the condition of getting head. So if we get only head, then here tail is not contained in this set A, we only get head. Okay. Now then the probability of A is n of A by n of S. N of A means number of element which is present in the events set, and n of S means number of element which is present in the sample space. So here the number of element which is present in A is 1, that is n of A is 1, and the number of element which is present in the sample space is 2, that is head and tail. So here the probability of getting head, the probability of getting head is half. Okay. Now we take another example for understand the clear concept about random experiment. What is random experiment? Now we toss 2 dice. Okay, we toss 2 dice. If we toss 2 dice, then if we toss 2 dice, then find the probability that sum of the given numbers of these two dice is 4. Okay. Here if we toss two dice, then find the probability that sum of the given number of these two dice is 4. Now first we take our sample space. Since here we toss two dice, so here we get 36 occurrence. Okay, that is here we toss two dice. If we toss in the first dice we get 1, then in the second dice we also get 1. If we in the first dice we get 1, then we also get in the other dice 2. For 1 we get 3, for 1 we get 4, for 1 we get 5, and for 1 we get 6. In this way, for 2 we also get 1, for 2 we also get 2, and so on. In this case we get the element which occurs in the sample space is 36. So here n of s is 6 square, that is 36. Here we have to remember that if we toss two dice or if we toss one dice for 2 times, then our number of element in sample space is always 6 square. If we toss 3 dice or if we toss 1 dice for 3 times, then the number of element in sample space is 6 cube. If we toss 4 dice or if we toss 1 dice for 4 times, then the number of element in sample space is 6 to the power 4. Okay. So here the number of element in sample space is 36. Now let us take an event A which denote that the given number of these two dice, the sum of the given number of these two dice is 4. Okay. Now here we take a set A. In this set we only take this element which referred that the sum of two numbers in these two dice is 4. So we have take 1, 3, 3, 1 and 2, 2. Okay. None other element is present in this set A. Only this 3 element is present in this set A. Okay. So here n of A is 3. Now here we have to find the probability that the sum of the given number of these two dice is 4. So here probability of A is equal to n of A by n of S. That is, here n of A is 3 and n of S is 36. So we get the probability of A is 1 by 12. Okay. So what is the random experiment? The random experiment is that here we take these 3 points 1, 3, 3, 1 and 2, 2. This is our random experiment. Why it is called random experiment? Because we cannot, we don't know that which condition is occurred, either 2, 2, either 3, 1, either 1, 3. In the within this 3 condition, one can be occurred, but which one is occurred, this is cannot be known by us. So this type of experiment is called random experiment. Okay. We find many result, but we don't know that which is actually occurred. So here for this reason we get a probability that between 3 condition any one is occurred. So this is called random experiment, and here the value of probability is 3 by 36, that is 1 by 12. Okay. This is our sample space which contain all the possibilities, and this is our event space which contained only this element which indicate or which denote the event, and this is our probability. Probability of A means number of element which is present in event set and number of element which is present in sample space. Okay, here 3 by 16 equal to 1 by 12 is the probability of getting the sum of given number of these two dice is 4 when two dice is toss. Okay, so note down this whole portion. Now our next important property is, if P of S, that is probability of S equal to 1, that is the probability of a sure event is always 1. If there is an event which is surely occurred, then the probability of this event is always 1. Now P of phi is equal to 0, that is if the probability of an impossible event is always 0. If there is an event which does not occur, then the probability of this occurrence of this event is always 0. So P of phi is always equal to 0. Okay. Now the value of probability is always lies between 0 and 1. If any time you get any answer which is less than 0 or greater than 1, then your problem is absolutely wrong. Okay, the value of probability will always lie between 0 and 1. If it is equal to 0, then it is an impossible event, and if it is equal to 1, then it is a sure event. Okay, but always the value of probability always lies between 0 and 1. Now our next property is, if A complement is an event complementary to A, then P of A complement is equal to 1 minus P of A. A complement is an event which is complementary to A. Complementary to A means that is here. Now let us take an set A or an event A which denote that if we toss two dice, if we toss two coin, then then this event A denote that only the head is occurred. Okay, so only the head is occurred. If only head occurred, then only we get this element head. So if this is A, then A complement is the other elements which does not occur head and head, that is other element is head tail, tail head or tail tail. Okay, here A complement is the set which does not occur the element which is present in A. So if A complement is an event complementary to A, then probability of A complement is 1 minus P of A. Just remember this expression that P of A complement is equal to 1 minus P of A. Okay. Now our next formula is, if P of A is equal to M by N, then odds in favor of the event A is M is to N minus M, and odd against the event A is N minus M is to M. And again odds in favor of the event A is M is to N, then P of A is equal to M by M plus N, and odds again of the event A is M is to N, then P of A equal to N by M plus N. Okay. So you have to remember this portion. If P of A equal to M by N, then odds in favor of the event A is M is to N minus M, and if odds against the event A is and odds against the event A is N minus M is to M. Also, if odds in favor of the event A is M is to N, then P of A is equal to M by M plus N, and odds against of the event A is M is to N, then P of A is equal to N by M plus N. Okay, you remember this portion and note down this whole portion. Now our next property is, let A and B be two events connected with a random experiment. Then A union B represent the event of occurrence of at least one of A or B. And P of A union B represent the probability of occurrence of at least one of A or B. Okay, let us take an example that an event set A is equal to A contain an element 1, 2, 3, 4 and B is the other element which contain 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and here the sample space S is contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now here A union B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8. So n of A union B is number of element which is present in this set A union B, that is 4, and here n of S is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here P of A union B is equal to n of A union B by n of S, that is 4 by 5. Okay. Now that is in this union condition OR is present, and if we here take intersection, then in the place of here we write A intersection B represent the event of both A and P. P of A intersection B represent the probability of occurrence of both A and B. Now here we take an element 1, 2, 3, 4 and here B is 5, 6, 7, 8 and here we also take 3, 4. So here A intersection B is the common element which is present in the two sets, that is 3, 4. Now here number of element A intersection B is 1. Now for this condition P of A intersection B is equal to n of A intersection B by n of S, that is 1 by 5. Okay. You have remembered that for intersection condition AND is occurred and for union condition OR is occurred. Okay. So guys, if you like this video, then please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon for getting daily updates. I will upload the other parts of probability in my next video. So please subscribe my channel and press the like option if you like my video, and share my video with your friends on your Facebook, Twitter and WhatsApp account. Okay. So take care and goodbye.